Reality. A concept we all take for granted, yet it is far from mundane. It's a mysterious tapestry woven from threads of the known and the unknown, and sometimes those threads seem to glitch. Welcome to a journey through the strange and unexplainable, where the fabric of reality itself seems to unravel, and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. We're all familiar with the concept of reality, the world as we perceive it, the tangible, the observable, the explainable. But what happens when reality throws us a curveball? When the laws of physics take a day off, or time decides to take a detour? That's when we start to question, what is reality really? There's a term for these puzzling phenomena, a phrase borrowed from the world of science fiction that seems to perfectly encapsulate these bewildering experiences. We call them glitches in the Matrix. The term originates from the iconic film The Matrix, where a glitch in the artificial reality signals an alteration in the system. In our context, it refers to those bizarre, unexplainable moments that challenge our perception and understanding of the world. In the next moments, we're going to delve into some fascinating stories shared by ordinary people, just like you and me, who've experienced these so-called glitches. These aren't tales of the supernatural or the paranormal. No, these stories are firmly rooted in the realm of the ordinary, and that's what makes them so extraordinary. These tales will range from disappearing objects to unfamiliar familiarities, from time slips to doppelganger glitches. Each one is a thread in our unraveling fabric of reality, a glitch in our collective matrix. They remind us that reality is a complex, malleable construct, and that perhaps, just perhaps, there's more to it than meets the eye. So, as we dive into these tales, remember, reality is not always as it seems. Brace yourselves, for we're about to plunge into the mysterious, the baffling, the utterly mind-boggling world of glitches in the Matrix. Are you ready to question your reality? Let's begin. Ever put something down only to find it gone when you return? No, you're not losing your mind. Many have experienced this baffling phenomenon. Let's dive into the mysterious story of a Reddit user who experienced this reality-bending event. They shared their tale of an ordinary day turned extraordinary by the vanishing of an object right before their eyes. So our protagonist, let's call him John, was in his study, working on a project. As he was poring over his notes, he realized he needed a ruler, which he remembered was in the kitchen drawer. He went to fetch it, used it for his project, and then he placed it back on the kitchen table. When he returned to the kitchen later that day, the ruler was nowhere to be found. He searched high and low, checked the table, checked the drawer, even looked in places it had no business being, like the fridge and the oven, but the ruler had seemingly vanished into thin air. Now let's take a look at the comments on John's post. Redditor Glitch Guru commented, "Maybe you're experiencing a minor glitch. Objects disappearing and reappearing is a common occurrence in many glitch reports." Another user, Matrix Maven, chimed in, "It's like the universe is playing a practical joke on us. I've had similar things happen. It's baffling and a bit unnerving." User Reality Rambler offered a more scientific approach, suggesting, "Could be a case of misplaced perception. Our brain sometimes overlooks objects we're actively looking for." And finally, Quantum Quirks added a dash of humor, saying, "Maybe your ruler ran off to join the circus. Who knows? It's a wild world out there." Back to our story, John had given up his search and returned to his study, perplexed and a bit unnerved. But the universe had one more twist in store. The next morning, while making coffee, there it was. The ruler on the kitchen table just as he had left it the day before. He was sure it wasn't there the previous night. He had checked the table multiple times, but there it was, as if mocking his futile search from the day before. John was left scratching his head, wondering if he had somehow overlooked it, or if he had really experienced a glitch in the Matrix. As it often happens in such cases, he got no definitive answers, just a lingering sense of wonder and a story to tell. So next time an object disappears on you, remember John's ruler. It might just be a playful reshuffling by the universe, a tiny hiccup in the fabric of reality. Or perhaps it's just your mind playing tricks on you. And so the object returned as if it never vanished, a simple yet inexplicable glitch in our matrix. Have you ever stepped into a place you've known all your life, only to feel like a stranger in a strange land? This is a tale of a glitch in the matrix where the familiar became unfamiliar, leaving our storyteller questioning their own sanity. Our tale comes from a user who shared their experience on the internet. They had lived in the same house their entire life, a house they knew like the back of their hand. One day, after returning from a usual day at work, they found themselves standing in their living room, feeling utterly lost. The room seemed alien, as if they had never set foot in it before. They knew where they were, yet everything felt wrong, out of place. The first comment on their post was from a user who had experienced something similar. They wrote, "I've had this happen a few times. It's like a momentary disconnection from reality. It's chilling and makes you question everything." Another commenter chimed in, "I've read about this. It's called jamais vu. It's like the opposite of déjà vu. Instead of feeling like you've experienced something before when you haven't, you feel like you're experiencing something for the first time, even though you know you've been there before." A third user offered a somewhat scientific explanation. This could be a temporary glitch in the brain's ability to form and retrieve memories. Our brains are complex, and just like a computer, they can have their glitches too. The last commenter, however, suggested something more paranormal. Maybe you stepped into a parallel universe for a moment, where everything was just slightly different. Who knows what's really going on? As the storyteller read these comments, they felt a mix of relief and unease. Relief because they were not alone, and unease because the event had left them feeling unsettled. They tried to shake off the strange feeling, telling themselves it was just a glitch in the brain, not the matrix. Days turned into weeks, and the feeling of unfamiliarity gradually faded away. The living room returned to its familiar state and life went on as usual. But the experience left a lasting impression on our storyteller. It was a reminder of the strange and unexplainable things that can happen in our everyday lives, the glitches in the matrix that leave us questioning the very fabric of our reality. In the end, the familiar returned to normal, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease. Another glitch, another unsolved mystery. Scene script. Time, a constant river flowing forward. But what if, for a moment, the river changes its course? Imagine this scenario. A regular day, just like any other. You're heading to work, the same route you've taken hundreds of times before. The same buildings, the same trees, the same people. But then, something peculiar happens. You glance at the clock, it reads 8 in the morning. You blink and suddenly it's 6. Not 6 in the evening, 6 in the morning. The same day, but 2 hours earlier. You are baffled. What just happened? Did time just slip? This is exactly what one Reddit user experienced. They shared their story in a post, and it sent chills down the spines of many readers. Let's delve into some of the comments from that post. The first comment reads, "Wow, this is genuinely eerie. I've heard of time slips before, but never experienced one. It must have been quite unsettling for you." Indeed, unsettling is an understatement. Imagine the disorientation, the confusion. Time, as we know it, just rewrote itself. The second commentator chimes in with, "This feels like a plot straight out of a Twilight Zone episode. Makes you wonder how many times we might have experienced time slips without even realizing it." A fascinating thought, isn't it? How many times might we have been caught in a time slip, completely oblivious to it? The third comment adds a scientific perspective. Could this be a case of time dilation? It's a concept in physics where time is affected by gravity and speed. Though it's typically associated with black holes and speeds close to the speed of light, who knows? Maybe there's more to it that we haven't discovered yet. A thought-provoking point indeed. Could there be scientific explanations for these so-called glitches in the matrix? The last comment brings a philosophical angle. Time is a man-made construct. It's possible that we don't fully understand it. Your experience might be a hint that there's more to time than we think. An intriguing perspective, to say the least. Could our understanding of time be flawed? And so, the thread continues, filled with theories, anecdotes, and questions. But one thing is clear. This Reddit user's experience with a time slip, whether explainable by science or not, is a glitch in the matrix that leaves us questioning the very fabric of reality. And just like that, time corrected its course. Yet another glitch that defies our understanding of reality. Imagine seeing yourself, not in a mirror, but standing right in front of you. A chilling thought, isn't it? Welcome to our 5th glitch in the Matrix story. This one is a little unnerving. It's about an encounter with a doppelganger. Our storyteller was just a regular person living a regular life, until one day, things took a bizarre turn. As they were walking home from work, they noticed a figure ahead. The figure was oddly familiar. The way it moved, the clothes it wore, everything was eerily similar. As they got closer, their blood ran cold. The figure turned around, and they found themselves staring into their own face. It was like looking into a mirror, but there was no reflective surface around. It was them, or at least it looked exactly like them. The doppelganger didn't say anything, it just stared back with a blank expression. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, it turned around and walked away. disappearing around a corner. Now let's delve into the comments from this original post. One user wrote, "That's seriously creepy. I've heard of doppelgangers being a bad omen. Stay safe." Another chimed in, "Could be a twin you never knew you had. Or maybe a clone. The world is full of strange things." A third comment read, "Sounds like a classic glitch in the Matrix. I've read similar stories. You're not alone." The last comment we'll include was from a user who seemed to have a rational explanation. It could be a case of prosopagnosia, where you can't recognize faces, even your own. Maybe talk to a doctor. Each comment adds a different layer to the narrative, from superstition and fear to scientific reasoning. The storyteller was left with more questions than answers. Was it a doppelganger, a twin they never knew, a clone, or was it all in their head? They never saw the doppelganger again, but the encounter left a lasting impression. It's easy to dismiss such stories as figments of imagination or tricks of the mind. But what if they're not? What if they're glimpses into the cracks in our reality, the glitches in the Matrix? These stories challenge our understanding of the world and force us to question the nature of reality itself. They remind us that there's so much we don't know, so much that's unexplained. So what do you think? Was it a doppelganger, a glitch in the Matrix, or something else entirely? Perhaps we'll never know. But one thing is for sure, the world is full of mysteries, and every now and then we get a glimpse into the unknown. A doppelganger or a glitch? You decide. Ever received a text message from a number that doesn't exist? Well, buckle up, because our sixth glitch in the Matrix story is about to take you on a strange digital journey. Our storyteller was going about their day when they received a text message. The message was simple, just 3 words: "I see you." What was odd was the number. It wasn't in their contacts, and when they tried to call it back, they got an automated message saying the number didn't exist. But there it was, a text from a number that supposedly didn't exist. They posted their story online, and soon, comments started pouring in. One user wrote, "I got a similar message once, but it was from an unknown number. I never figured it out." Another chimed in, "That's scary. Maybe it was a prank or a wrong number." A third user suggested, "Could be a glitch in the phone system or maybe someone hacking into it." And one user had a more supernatural theory. "Sounds like a ghost trying to communicate. I've heard of spirits using technology to send messages." Each comment added a new perspective, from the plausible to the paranormal. But the mystery of the phantom text message remains unsolved. Our storyteller never received another text from that number, but the memory of that strange message lingers. Was it a prank, a glitch, a hacker, or something more supernatural? We may never know, but it's another reminder that our world is full of mysteries, full of glitches that defy explanation. A phantom text or a glitch in our Matrix? The mystery continues. Have you ever experienced the eerie feeling of suddenly being alone in a place that was just crowded? Our 7th glitch in the Matrix story comes from a Reddit user who experienced just that. Our storyteller was at a busy train station during rush hour. The hustle and bustle of people rushing to catch their trains was a familiar scene, but suddenly, everything went quiet. Our storyteller looked around to find the platform completely empty. The crowd had vanished. They blinked, shook their head, thinking maybe they were dreaming, but the platform remained empty. The noise returned as suddenly as it had disappeared, and so did the crowd. It was as if someone had hit the pause button on reality and then pressed play again. They posted their story online, and soon comments started rolling in. One user wrote, "I had a similar experience at a concert once. Everyone disappeared for a second, then reappeared. It was so weird." Another user suggested, "Could be a form of temporal lobe epilepsy. It can cause hallucinations like that." A third user offered a more philosophical perspective. "Maybe we all exist in multiple realities at once, and sometimes we slip between them." But the mystery of the vanishing crowd remains unsolved. Our storyteller never experienced anything like that again, but the memory of that strange moment lingers. Was it a hallucination, a slip into another reality, or a glitch in our Matrix? We may never know, but it adds another layer to the enigma that is our reality. A vanishing crowd or a glitch in our Matrix? The mystery continues. There you have it, 4 mind-bending glitches in our seemingly ordinary Matrix. We've delved into the unsettling realm of the unraveling fabric of reality, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. We've witnessed the disappearing object phenomenon, where the mundane turns into a mystery. We've walked down the strange path of the unfamiliar familiar, where the familiar becomes unfamiliar. Lastly, we've slipped through the cracks of time with time slips and met our mirror image in the Doppelganger Glitch. These stories, drawn from the far corners of the internet, serve as reminders that reality, as we perceive it, might not be as solid as we think. They give us pause, make us question, and sometimes they even make us believe in the impossible. It's a testament to the beautiful complexity of our world, a world that never ceases to surprise and mystify us. If you've ever experienced a glitch in your own matrix, we encourage you to share it. Your story could be the key that unlocks another layer of this enigma we call reality. Don't let your experience remain a mystery. Share it, discuss it, and maybe together we can start to unravel these threads of the unknown. Now we have a small request. If you've enjoyed this journey through the glitches in our matrix, consider helping the Weird Reddit 111 channel reach 1,000 subscribers. Every click, every share, every subscription brings us one step closer to that goal. It's a small step for you, but a giant leap for our channel. Your support allows us to continue exploring these mysteries, to keep questioning, and to keep sharing these fascinating stories with you. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the glitches in our matrix. Until next time, keep questioning your reality.